Unscripted.
It's been a weird generation, you know. I would say even maybe a little bit weirder than last gen. Last gen, you know, we were dealing with a lot of stuff, I think financially and things like that in terms of just the world. And so it behooved Microsoft and Sony to kind of prolong that generation as long as possible. And that's exactly what they did. And to their credit, they did a fantastic job doing that. You know, we got a lot of games. Right, like that's the thing that I think I most remember and look back on fondly about last generation is we got so many great games, and you know, it's just hard to think that we didn't exceed that. You know, like I think I had hopes that we would, and when you go, oh well, we got a lot of great games this gen too. No, I mean we got some great ones for sure, but did we get the great games to level? You have to remember, BioShock was a new franchise last gen. Mass Effect was a new franchise last gen. Dragon Age was a new franchise last gen. Uncharted was a new franchise last gen. The Last of Us was a new franchise last gen. Gears of War was a new franchise last gen. You know, there were so many franchises that just Assassin's Creed even were brand new, and they hit like a lead brick, you know what I mean? They were fantastic. Dead Space, we got 3 Dead Space games, okay? You know, we got games all the time, and you know the indies and stuff were good indies. We weren't kind of saddled with these indies that look like somebody made them in Microsoft Paint or something, like sort of what we get nowadays. You know what I mean? Where anybody could get one published. So going into next gen, though, Sony has obviously some distinct advantages, and clearly they are talking about them as we head into the launch. And I think that's important to do. They've set a lot of things straight, and absolutely, you know, this is something that I think a lot of people want to hear. And basically, again, if you're not getting a PlayStation 5 and you're getting an Xbox Series X, cool. Like, I know a lot of people always say that I hate on it. Nope. It's if you're getting it, good. I'm getting one. I have no idea what to play, but that's a me problem. You know, I do YouTube and content, so I thought it behooves me to get one. Other than that, if you get one, I hope you enjoy it. Don't pretend to enjoy it, because I think that's like a little bit I think that's a little bit worrying in my opinion, but you know, we all kind of deal with things their own way. But I want to get into this video. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel. And if you're looking for like a simple, small way to help a small pissant channel like my own, the best way to do that is a simple like. That means everything to me, and it's completely free for you. So yeah, I love it, and I could use it, and it means a lot to me. And you know, it's free for you guys to do that. Just, you know, hit the little like button. I put a lot of time and effort into these things. And shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. You are fantastic people, and much appreciated for everything that you guys do for me, and I appreciate it. So also, with that being said, so they actually put out an official blog, which I really thought you know, was very fun, right? And they answered a lot of people's questions, and this realistically was something that I thought was really good. So it's the ultimate FAQ, everything you want to know about the PlayStation 5 in one place. And I thought this was really good in and of itself, because it has everything from price and specs, the difference between the consoles, like the difference between the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 all digital. Are there any performance differences? Nope. The dimensions, everything. Can I use console when it's horizontal or vertical? Will the PS5 be available in other color schemes? There won't be additional colors or designs available on either models at launch. So that's something that you can know, but obviously they're going to be working on stuff to kind of get those out there. You know, obviously they put a halt to the unofficial ones, like the custom designs, but obviously there's going to be some in the future as well. You know, like, does the PS5 use an external power brick? No, it's designed with internal. What's included in the box, they give you a rundown of that. What's so special about the PlayStation 5 solid-state drive? Well, they go into detail about that. The PlayStation 5's ultra-speed solid-state drive and integrated custom I/O system were developed with the goal of removing barriers to play, specifically loading screens. Developers are able to stream assets into PlayStation 5 games at an incredible fast rate, so PS5 player experiences can be seamless and dynamic and near instantaneous fast travel through much larger game worlds. This enhanced speed will enable game developers to create larger, richer worlds without traditional limitations, such such as load times, and also allows gamers to spend more time gaming than waiting. It also goes into a lot of the other stuff like this, like, does PlayStation 5 improve my ability to download and store games? Similar to PS4, the PlayStation 5 can offer a feature called Preferred Install that allows players to choose which part of a game to install first. This can allow a player to prioritize access to a particular mode or feature. An example could be prioritizing the installation of a single player or multiplayer component of a game. In supported PS5 games, players can also choose to remove specific modes or content they no longer want in order to free up space. Developers will ultimately determine the level of support offered for these features, but the goal is to maximize storage flexibility. Downloading and applying game software updates on PS5 should work more quickly than on the PS4 in general, as the data and size of updates and patches is managed more effectively. Additionally, a feature on the PlayStation app allows players to remotely manage their PS5s now, so that's something that you can do on your own. So here's something that a lot of people were talking about. Can you store or play PS5 games for USB drives? No. Player cannot transfer PS5 games to a USB drive. PS5 games must be stored on the console's internal ultra-high-speed solid-state drive for gameplay. Exploration for allowing players to store but not play on the USB drive will appear in a future update is underway, so it looks like that's something that they're actually paying attention to and working on and sort of getting out of the way so that everybody can kind of do that if they actually choose to. So it's at least worth noting that they're actually listening to what people are actually going to be able to pay attention to, what others are asking for and things like that. Can you expand the PS5's ultra high speed solid state drive? The PS5 features an expansion port that will in the future enable players to add storage to be used for installing and playing PlayStation 5 games. This M.2 solid state drive storage upgrade functionality will come to the PS5 after launch as part of the system software update. We'll share more details in the future, including which type will be compatible. On day one, you'll be able to connect a compatible USB drive and use it to play and store your PS4 games, and you'll be able to play PS4 games while they remain stored on the external device itself as well. PlayStation 5 games need to reside on the PS5's internal solid-state drive before play. What type of specific speed do you need? Well, they need a minimum performance level for the M.2 solid-state drive, which will be required, and more will be shared on that in the future. Basically, the reason why they haven't allowed that yet and there's no update, because supposedly there might not even be any that support this yet. So, that's something that a lot of people are probably going to have to realistically come to grips with as well, is that, these things aren't even out there yet. That's probably why they want to make sure that these things work. And so even Mark Cerny back in March had mentioned that, that's the plan. The plan was to go out there and sort of announce these once they work, but there isn't any out there yet for that. So yeah, very interesting to say the least when it comes to that little bit of news as well. Should you buy an M.2 solid state drive for PS5 at launch? No. For now, we recommend that you hold off on purchasing any drive intended for use with the PS5, as they're going to share more details on recommended drives in the future. The M.2 solid-state storage functionality will come to PS5 after launch with a system software update. So this is something that I think a lot of people probably wanted to talk about as well, because, again, we were wondering, when are we going to get this update? It's going to come shortly after launch. I would expect it sometime next year, early, you know what I mean? So I think that that's something that a lot of people will have that underway as well. They also go into detail about this. So this confirms something that I believe everybody can finally, right out of the horse's mouth. No pussyfooting around, no kind of, anything like that. What exactly is ray tracing, and how will it make PS5 games look better? Hardware-based ray tracing. That's the first line on this, on their official PlayStation blog, folks. Hardware-based ray tracing acceleration is integrated into PS5's graphics processing unit, or GPU, and developers have many ways to tap into these capabilities. In a nutshell, ray tracing in graphics simulates the way light interacts with objects and surfaces, with the goal of generating more in-game visual detail. PS5 game developers can take advantage of ray tracing, and for that, it takes also for effects on water, glass, light, refraction, shadows, and surfaces look more realistic or striking depending on their goals for the game. Broader benefits such as unified lighting models or other advanced effects are also possible depending on the developer's goals for the PlayStation 5 title. So basically, like in Spider-Man, if you have ray tracing on, you know what? You can see your reflection in the glass and stuff like that. If you have it off, then you can't. But it is kind of taxing on these systems, so that's why the frame rates can really kind of come into play, and it can really kind of like hurt the frame rate. Like if you want to utilize ray tracing to the fullest, you know, they go into pretty much everything on here, which I actually thought was really, really cool. In general, just the way that they were kind of talking about things like share screen and share play. Share screen is a new feature for PS5. It allows users to broadcast their game in real time for up to 16 party members in a voice chat. Think of it as a small scale game broadcast session between friends. While using share screen, a player can use share play, and that's really cool as well, which is basically a virtual controller to another person in there as well. Unfortunately, by default, video is saved by 1080p and up to 60 frames. 4K video recording is also available if you manually record your gameplay using the create button. So they answered like so many questions in this, and I'm going to go ahead and link that in the description below, and everybody can peruse that at their own particular leisure and let me know what you think, because I think it's very important just for everybody to sort of, you know, maybe check this stuff out for themselves, just to get an idea about what's coming, because, you know, it is some fantastic stuff. And I would love your all feedback on this as well. Are you guys excited? Xbox dropping tomorrow or tonight, depending on when you're hearing this. PlayStation in 2 days. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching and taking time out to watch one of my videos. Please take a minute to consider subscribing, or at least very much liking the video. And, you know, stay safe, happy, and healthy. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Let's get started with next generation. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.